Okay, I just came off the Arizona Trail 800 race on Monday, so a couple days ago, and I get a lot of questions about what did I pack, how did I get it on an extra small bike, and so I want to go through my setup as I unpack here. I'm only 5 foot and I am on an extra small pivot-less bike, so there was a lot of, as I call it, Google rabbit holes over the years to figure out how to get my bike set up. So first, what bags do I use? I have the Ripsy bag from Rogue Panda. It is amazing for people that want to use their dropper post or also have small bikes. This bike has 29-inch wheels and I still can get 75 millimeter about drop out of it. I did measure it, and as you can see here, because it is a hardtail, I can still have clearance, and it hits once in a while, but not very much. It's super solid on there, and I really like this bag from Rogue Panda. I do have to have a blocker there to block how much it drops as well. I also got their full length top tube bag, and we'll go through what's in there. That helped increase tremendously what I can get in my top tube. I still have on this pivot good clearance getting on and off the bike, which is great. Love this top tube bag from them, and then custom frame bag from them as well. Underneath I have from Original Free Range. It's a local company to Phoenix. I love their products. In here is just my tube. And then they have this bike packers carry. It's bolted in on the pivot. I have bolts down here, and I'm able to pick up my bike with this, and that really helps getting over logs or some hike-a-bike when you're short. And then my front is all Revelate cycles. It worked out well. I have 2 feed bags up here from them. It each carried a water bottle, and then their pronghorn bag, and this is their small size dry sack as well. And then up top here, this is just a bar I found on Amazon. It's super solid. It actually goes into bolts in here. And then this also bolts on my head tube. This is for my GPS unit. And then I have my Garmin, a Garmin mount. This is the Garmin InReach. You can actually, there's a piece you can find to make it mount to a normal Garmin mount. So that way it was always there, pointed to the sky. And then my light, I used Phoenix BC26Rs both on my helmet and on here so that I could just change out the batteries or have backup lights and have the same lights for my helmet and also for there. So that's my cockpit. Everything pretty much was able to fit, and I have a bell on here too. So now we'll get to, and then I carried a backpack, and we'll get to why I carried a backpack and what's in the backpack as well. So let's open up my bags and see what I packed in there. So in the Ripsy Rogue Panda bag, it mainly was just I did carry a tent. I used the Plex Solo from Z-Packs. And this is my down jacket. So my down jacket became my pillow at night. Every night I would put it on really quick, also in the morning. And then you'll see I took a pillowcase, and this became my pillow at night. So this is just a Mountain Hardwear down jacket, and it fit in here. And then the only other thing in this bag was my Plex Solo tent. I did set the tent up every night instead of using a bivvy. I'm just not a bivvy person, so tent it was. So this was my Plex Solo tent. Super light. I think the tent body is only 10 ounces. It's a 1-person single pole tent, so it worked out really, really well. And I had to keep this super light so that my dropper post, I did start with my clothes in there, and it just really made it too heavy. And so for my dropper post, if I had dropper post issues, so for my dropper post to function correctly, I did have to keep that super light, so I just put those 2 things back there most of the time. To go with the tent underneath here, is these cords are also from Original Free Range, and then this bag is from Hilltop Custom Bags, but it just has my pole and my tent stakes. So it's just a one single carbon pole and tent stakes that fit well there. Inside here, inside my Rogue Panda bag is the Apidura 2.5 liter, max 3 liter actually, Apidura. It worked out perfect. I could get about 2 liters in here. So I got 2 liters of water in the middle of my frame, and I could fill it up, which was nice, without taking it out. So I just would open it up, I could dump water in there, and it could hold about 2 liters of water. And then we will flip the bike around on a second to show you the other side. But on my top tube bag in here, I did all my cords. So these held my batteries. And I did a little system that when they were charged, I put the flat part up so I knew they were fully charged. But I had 4 batteries total for my lights, two backup batteries. So that this bottom part held my batteries and my cords. I had a fast wall charger, and then I ended up buying one en route, and I think Payson at the gas station. Another one because just when I got to the hotels, so I could really get everything charged up. And it has a divider in there. On the top, I had a lot of snacks. Right now, obviously the snacks I ate, but I carried my 3 of the Nightcore battery, and that was perfect. I really needed, I think, all 3. I was out there longer, 18 days, so I was longer in between restaurants and resupplies, so being able to really just charge things. One night, I was close to running out of charging ability. And then in here was always tons of snacks. Right now I'm low, which is a good thing. I had tissues. This was for if I ran into death mud. Thankfully, I did not run into death mud, but this was from Hefe Bikes to be able to get the mud off. You could also use like a paint stick or something as well. Super light. That's mainly what's in that bag. So that became kind of the catch-all. I really liked this top tube bag. Then you go to my 2 feed bags. I always had, sometimes I had coffee in here, sometimes I had Coke in here, which was nice, but always had, one of these broke on the ride, so I actually had to get one from REI, and I love that it says slow roller. Seemed to be the theme, slow and steady for me on this race. And then in the pockets, in this one pocket, I had, I cut a slick chain rag to do my chain, and then had my Ride It Slick chain lube, and then lots of chapstick. So always had several chapsticks in here. My lips got so cracked and dried from the wind and the sun, so that was important to have easy access to them. And then in here was always 2 sunscreens. So I just added my sunscreen to these little, I only need to put sunscreen on my face, which was nice because you'll see I had everything else covered. So my sunscreen lasted. And then on this side, I always had some wet ones, 1 or 2 in there, and then my eyeglass cleaner too, because that was important. And then the last thing in the pockets was pepper spray. So just in case, this is a pretty beefy pepper spray, but that was my only kind of safety equipment gel that I had, pepper gel. And that fit right there, so it was easy to get to if needed. And then up top, let's see, we'll move on to the front of the bike. At night, I would get my tent up, and then it was nice that I could just throw this in the tent if, thankfully I didn't have a lot of bug issues, but if it was cold, I would get in the tent and then start putting everything up. But in here, fit quite a bit. I had moved my clothes. Sometimes my extra layers would go in my backpack when it got cold up north, and I was wearing them a lot. down south, they got packed in here mainly. So I had just an REI. I'm allergic to wool, so nothing is wool based. So this is just an REI base layer. Keeps me warm. And then let's open up the other side first to show you what's in here. Extra pair of underwear. I wear boxer briefs essentially. Worked out well. I had no saddle sores, which I was amazed with, finding the right combination of saddle and underwear. I don't wear padded bike shorts anymore.
What saddle? What saddle do you use?
I use the Terry Topo saddle. It worked well on my road bike. It's a wider saddle, and it works really well for me. So finding the right saddle combination for you. Once I went to that, my saddle sores almost disappeared. These are waterproof socks. I ended up not really needing them, but the front of the pack actually got a lot of rain. So, and there was one storm we were going into that we ended up not getting. But I did end up using them at night for extra warmth one night. And then I put Vaseline on my feet. I had really bad blisters. So, and these worked well. It'll kind of hold the Vaseline and help my feet heal. So I'm glad I had them, even though I didn't really use them necessarily a ton. They're just Randy Sun from Amazon. And then this, I loved. This is a down hat. I forget the company that it is from. There's the logo. But several companies make them. But it squishes down, and this one I could custom the size and the color. But it was nice to have that. I would put it on at night, and that really kept me warm up north. I think the coldest temperature I got was 37 degrees overnight. I did a little thermometer in my bag, and so that was perfect. This is my pillowcase. So this is my pillow. I would take my down jacket and stuff it in my pillowcase at night. So once I was nice and warm and my sleeping bag under my tent, I would take my jacket off, and then it would be ready for me in the morning. I could grab it out easily. This pillow actually works out good. I'm always surprised. I just kind of fold it over, and it's actually pretty thick and pretty comfortable. So I don't do good with air pillows, never have. I've gone through a lot of them, and so that worked out well for me. And then the last thing in here, my pad. So I have the Nemo ultra lightweight pad. It comes in a 5-foot length, which is perfect for me. And so this worked out well. It's a super, super lightweight pad. It's their new one. I think it came out about a year ago or so. So I have that in there as well. And then gloves. I sleep in these, wear them at night when it got cold. So on the Arizona Trail, you have temperatures sometimes in the 80s. These are just from heat. You can have temperatures high 80s. I think is what we had this year to down south, and you're sleeping in the 50s. And then when we got up north, it was mid 30s to sleep. So you had to have really gear for warm weather and cold weather. Clutch down booties. These are from Goose Feet Down, and I've had these a while. Love them. Goose Feet gear. These keep my feet nice and warm. I feel like if my feet are warm in my down quote, that really is a game changer. So love my down booties. They go with me on every trip and have saved me. And then the last thing in this bag is my sleeping quilt. I love quilts because I can move around. I had a 20-degree quilt. I actually bought this 30-degree quilt for this trip. This is from a company called UGQ. I love this company because you can custom. This is a short quilt, a 30-degree quilt, and it is $9.50 down. And then I got their lightest material. I think it's 10 something for the inside and the outside. So as you saw, it's very compressible. It has 2 buttons here at the bottom. You can't open up. And then the cool thing about this quilt is you can cinch these sides down, so it actually cinches kind of around you. So this works out great for me. I stay warm, and that's why the hat is nice, because I don't have a hood on this. So that is my sleep kit, essentially. And then helmet, I had to replace my helmet during this ride. I crashed and tore off the visor. So this came from REI. So I ended up liking it, but this is just a mount also from that company, Original Free Range. And they are a great local company in Phoenix, have some really cool lightweight items. And so they had a mount for the Phoenix lights for the helmet, and that worked out perfect. It sits perfect on the back. I really liked that mount. And then we'll go to what was in my, so what I wore is, it can be really hot down in the Canelos south, but we lucked out. I knew it was going to be about 75 to 85 for the highest temperature. So I wore these outdoor research pants, and they saved me from the cat claw. I got a lot of bruises on my legs, but not a lot of open cuts, and I fell a fair amount. As you can see, I basically ripped these things to shreds. So rather than be ripped to shreds, they actually worked out well even in the heat. They have a pocket here that I carried my phone, easy accessible for my backup GPS. I use Trail Forks, Ride with GPS, and Far Out app. So I was checking my phone a fair amount. So it was nice having it, you know, right there and accessible. And then Trail Manos, another local company to Phoenix. Love their long sleeve. My friend Ashley designed this, and she did an amazing job. It is so lightweight. It is so comfortable. It is my favorite long sleeve. Shout out. I am not sponsored by them. I just love this long sleeve shirt. So shout out to Trail Manos. Wore it the entire time on all my long stuff. It dries fast. It does really well. So I was completely covered, which is nice. So I just needed sunscreen on my face, and it did well. And on the Arizona Trail, having gaiters are clutch. So these are from a company called Dirty Girl. I think they're also local to Arizona. They were in Tucson at some point. I'm not sure if they still are. I've had these for years. But they just go over and then clip onto your shoe. And they keep all the rocks and everything out of your shoes. And they are clutch as well. I had 2 pairs of socks. I wore the non-wool Darn Tough socks. I had one thicker pair that I don't have out right now. These are actually brand new. My other ones went into the trash right away when I got home. They were pretty toxic, but and pretty old. But these, I liked them because when I was cold in the morning, I could pull them up, and then throughout the day, I would just pull them down. At night, I would wear the thicker ones at night as a thick layer, and sometimes up north when it was cold in the morning, they became my socks I wore in the morning. And so these Darn Tough socks worked out really, really well. Shoes, I ended up having to replace my shoes at REI in Flagstaff because the rubber on the bottom was just toast and completely gone. But these are Danners. They worked out really well. I use flat pedals, and so these are a Danner hiking shoe, and they actually grip for days. They were amazing on the hike-a-bike. They have amazing grip on rocks, and they worked out really well. I did get blisters, but that was from the Epic Lemon Push, and your foot you are literally going up, pulling your bike up over big rocks, and with only being 5 foot, I would definitely get a different foot position. So once I got through the Lemon Push and could take care of my blisters, I actually didn't have any other blister issues, not even in the Grand Canyon. So really, the shoes worked out well. Everyone's shoes got ripped up, so I was able to actually buy those from REI, put them on, and didn't even have to break them in, and I had new shoes, so that worked out good. And then my backpack. Being only 5 foot, I will always have a backpack. I also carried everything from the start. So this was a backpack that I mounted my bike to for the canyon portage. We did have to take our wheels off for the Arizona Trail. Even though the canyon portage looked a little bit different this year because we couldn't go all the way through the North Rim, we still did a canyon portage. We went down South Kaibab, across Tonto, up Bright Angel, 14 miles, still with our bike on our back. So, and I did it all in one push, all in one afternoon, one day. So I needed a backpack that had a frame. I did not like the Osprey, did not work well for me. It was too high, it hit my helmet. So I sent that back. I ended up getting the Nemo. It is a framed pack. I'll tell you a couple features about it, but it worked out really well. It does have a feature here that this opens up and you can put a water bottle in there. So you'll see in my pictures, you can actually put a water bottle. So for the canyon hike, that was clutch. I had a water bottle easily accessible. And then it has a really, really big pocket here. So we'll start there. That had all my meds in it. Ibuprofen, any meds, electrolytes, and my inhaler that I do have asthma, and I did go through a controlled burn area that was putting off a lot of smoke. And so I did actually use my inhaler, but my inhaler always goes with me. I had 6 liters water capacity. I had 7, but I lost one of my filters. I had taken 2 Be-Free filters, and at one of my water stops, I did lose a filter. I left it behind. So glad I had a backup. Glad I had 2. So that got me down to 6 liters water capacity. And honestly, most of the time, I carried 5 liters. Water and food is my thing I'm always worried about running out of. So I did carry, and there were a couple of times I was glad that I had 5 liters of water on me. So you can see this is pretty beat up, but I had a smart bottle. This is what I would filter into and then fill up my Apidura. So I use this smart bottle a lot. It's pretty beat up. And then on this side of the pack, I carry a Thermarest seat pad. I love this thing. It helps getting in and out. It has right now a lot of marks on it because when I was taking care of my blisters, I had a knife, a multi-tool. Oh, I keep a multi-tool in here as well. I didn't show that. Let's see if I can find it. Right here it is. I do keep a really beefy, good Leatherman multi-tool, and I use the knife. What's nice about this is that one of the pliers. So this does have pliers. So I used the knife a lot to cut my moleskin to take care of my blisters, and that healed my blisters within a couple of days. And I would cut the moleskin on this pad, so that's why it's got some cut marks in it. But this is a nice seat pad. When I wanted a break, a lunch break, I'd pull it out and sit or lay down. For those dirt naps, I did take a couple. I would use it sometimes, and then also to get in and out of my tent. So this is super light, super. I use this a lot. I love my Thermarest pad. And then I added this year. This was key to helping with saddle sores. This is the Kula cloth for women. It's so when you go to the bathroom in the woods, you can wipe and stay dry. So this is easy to wash.
The silver?
Yeah. I think it has silver in it. It's easy to wash. Look them up. They're great. A lot of thru hikers use them. And I really think this was key, one of the key things that I changed up to keep me from getting saddle sores. I had no saddle sore issues. I had blister issues, but no saddle sore issues, which was amazing. Because the other 2 ultra on the Queen's Ransom that I did, which are 4 or 5 day events, I had huge issues with saddle sores in the past. So, in the top here, we'll go through what's in my backpack. Important poop kit. These are from Hilltop Packs. Super cute, so that I knew I would throw these in my tent at night. It would be contained. I had wet wipes in here. Right now, it's just my shovel, but I would have a pack of wet wipes in there as well. So that was my poop kit. And then another Hilltop Packs. This had everything else. This went in my tent at night. And in here, this was a key to keeping saddle sores every night. I put some pseudo cream on. So essentially diaper rash cream with antibiotic ointment. And so this was key. I would put this on at night. This stuff is amazing. And it really would heal things up at night. But that gets all over your hands, so more wet ones were in there. I love this comb Apex Giant. It's just a nice comb. It worked out well to comb my hair. Didn't comb my hair often, but especially after the showers when I got to hotels. Little Vaselines. My lips down south got so cracked. So I put Vaseline on it, and I actually bought an extra one. I also put this on my toes. My toes got like pressure sores on them, open sores more than blisters, and the Vaseline helped heal it. Voltaren gel, generic Voltaren gel. This stuff is amazing. It's basically ibuprofen cream. This went on anything and everything, my hands, my knees, my calves. This really helps me. And then toothbrush and toothpaste is in here. And then laundry wash, when I was able to do sink wash things. So this kind of went in my tent at night, so I had access to everything. So it was nice just to take this out of my bag and throw it in my tent. I ended up not using these, but they just go along. They're nice to have. I didn't get dirty legs because I had the long pants, but these are just 2 dry fit towels. Never know. This was, I need glasses, so in here would be my sunglasses or my regular glasses. So this is also from Z-Packs. It's just a nice little glasses case, and I would keep my glasses in there. I had tape for my blisters. I bought this at the up one of the drugstores along the way. Down south, or when it was hotter, I used one of these Halo little bands to help keep the sweat out of my eyes under my helmet. Works out really well. And I'm not using it as much up north, but really I actually used it as a hair tie and then lost one of them because I thought I lost my hair tie, but that was my ultra biking brain, I guess. My hair tie was around my wrist. Found it, kind of a moment, but these are nice. I was able to do some laundry along the way, so these are just laundry pads that I ended up adding partway through. An extra battery case, because I always ended up keeping one light on my handlebars with a battery in it, so I threw the extra battery case. This is kind of nice. It was nice knowing the temperature, so this is just a little thermometer that I kept in there so that I could pull it out and get the temperature. So it tells you the high and the low if you press it too. So right now it's 80 degrees in our house, so that was super nice. And then some extra trash. Inside my backpack, I tried to stay organized, so I ate a lot of my food, but I started let's see, where is it? I have a lot of food allergies, so I have to resupply at restaurants, grocery stores, gas stations. Really don't do well for me. So I actually started with 5 pounds of my protein powder. So this is what I have left of it. But these are meal replacement protein powders. They worked out well. I put 2 in my bottles. Each one's 200 calories, so that's 400 of liquid calories. So I had 2 of these, at least 2 a day, sometimes more. So came back with a couple servings. Then I had a lot of different food. So I had all my food in these packs. These are bear-proof, smell-proof bags. I ended up not having issues with animals, but just in case, or if I felt scared, I could put stuff in there. But my food, I had 2 of these, 2 to 3 of these in there, so that I could just pull these out with my food. So that's the food I have left. I did mention I carried everything from the start for the Canyon Portage and also the Humphreys Peak hike. So these are, let's see, Distance Carbon 7, I think Black Diamond running poles. Super, super light. They are not telescoping, so they're one length. They are nice. You don't even know they're in my pack. They fold up nice, and I really love these. These worked out really well for poles. My rain gear. This is my rain jacket. It's Outdoor Research. It also folds up just nice. I use this as an extra layer. Thankfully, I didn't get rained on. It rained one night while I was in my tent, but I did not get rained on during the ride. But I did use it as a warm layer. So at night, once I past pacing, I would use this at night as it was cooling off in the evening and also in the morning, and I did sleep in it a couple times as well. And then I have waterproof gloves, which I also actually put over my other gloves. They're also outdoor research, and I also use them as a warm layer, but had it gone to raining, those would have been clutch. And then I have rain pants. These are from Montebello. Rain pants, and again I use them as an extra warm layer. Didn't have to use them for the rain, but they were nice at night. I would put them on, and I think I actually started one morning and biked in them for about an hour over my pants. So these are they're windproof from Gore-Tex. They have Gore-Tex in them, and they are wide enough that they go over my shoes, which is nice. And so I was able to easily put them on and off when needed. Super, super light. Really liked those. Again, I said I have asthma. Oh my gosh, this thing is like beat up, but this is a steroid inhaler that if I went to really having trouble out there, I could have used it. So that came with me. Got really beat up in the bottom of this pack. We had to lock our bikes up and stash them for the Humphrey Peak hike because we did not take our bikes, and also I used it I think during one resupply. So this is a lock I end up really liking. It is an auto lock. It works out really well, and it's pretty light, and it was just worth the security to have a lock. And you just go like that, and if it's around your frame. One time I put it around my pedal and a pole because that was the closest thing I could get to the pole. I was actually able to get around a thin aspen for the Humphreys hike, so it was nice having a lock. I actually used it. Then I have a minimalist first aid kit, and this is like an ace bandage in here, military like ace bandage with a quick gauze type of thing, and then just a minimalist. This had all my blister stuff in it, band-aids, moleskin, so just your first aid kit. Super beat up, but it works. And then my Be-Free filter, 1 liter. So this sometimes would just have an extra liter of water in it. So this was my, I had 2 liters capacity on my frame bag. One of my liter bottles broke, so I had to buy a 26-ounce bottle from REI, but about 2 liter capacity in my feed bags, a liter of my smart bottle, and then this was a liter when I needed it. I had 2 of these as having a backup one, and I think I left it behind actually on like the second day at a creek. So if someone found it, they just got a Be-Free filter. And here was just a lot of extra. I used a lot of them, but these, I just had gallon bags, quart bags. For my resupply, I would get grapes or dried fruit, cashews, anything. I would take it out of its original bag and put it in a bag. Also use these for trash, so had a whole bunch of these stashed in there. The last thing in my backpack is I got rid of the Velcro straps because I just ended up, but I had tons of Velcro straps, double-sided Velcro straps that I used. Worked out awesome to strap my bike to my bag. And then also this strap from that same company, Original Free Range. This strap is amazing. It's long. It's got one of these cool hooks on it. Super light. Used that to go around my, it basically went through here, and I turned to this, and it strapped everything to the front, and then I used the Velcro straps. I had about 6 or 7 pre-cut Velcro straps that I used. And then in here, I shoved this in the brake and used the tape. You don't know what those are, to help save your brake if you accidentally hit your brake. So that worked out. And then we'll go to the other side. I'll turn the bike around, I think, real quick, just to show you what's in. So the nice thing about this Rogue Panda bag is it's actually 2-sided. And so on this side was all of my repair things. So these 2 bags had everything that I needed to do emergency repairs, zip ties, tire plugs, spoke repair kit. Oh, here's some more double-sided Velcro. That's like what I had I had an extra clip if I needed it. So this had, you know, all things tire repair, bike repair. This company, Exploring Wild, is awesome because she does these kind of pre-done, and then I've added things to them. But she individualizes things. And then I had a bike pump. Ironically, I only had to use it like twice. I did go to one bike shop en route. So they checked my tire pressure. And then I also checked, I had a mobile guy come out in Oracle because my derailleur had bent. And so I contacted a mobile guy and he came out and fixed it, which was amazing. But this is super light bike pump, works great, love it, fits in there. And then shock pump. And I'm not needing to use my shock pump, but love this shock pump. It's super light. I take it on every trip because if you need it, you need it. And it's super small and super light. And then 2 sealants. Again, glad I didn't have to use them. But two bottles of sealant just in case. And then sometimes I would shove one of my battery packs in there if I didn't have room up front. So that fits actually a lot. And this I got from Oak Panda. They can put this strip in here to make it a little bit more flexible. And so that helps to be able to open and close it when I have it pretty overloaded. And then the last thing that's really cool that I have found that is nice on these bikes, and so you have easy accessible. My hands right now are a little numb, but I can get it out. There we go. And each side of these is tools. So this is from Encase Wolf Tooth, but this is your chain breaker. This side is a chain breaker, and then this is their tire plug, and then I have tire plugs in there. Accessible, I have more, and it just goes right in here. On the other side is a multi-tool. So that's what I use to take my pedal off and wheel off for the Canyon Portage. But it is nice that these just go right back in here. And then this side also has one as well. I'll show you real quick, and it is a multi-tool. So I like them mainly because easy accessible. And I can get to them. They're not buried somewhere, and it's just one of those things. Let's see. I think that is mainly everything on my bike, and that is how I do. I think my bike setup, I would say it's usually around 47 pounds total, 45, somewhere around there, fully loaded with water. And then my backpack went anywhere probably from 10 to 15 pounds. Sometimes it was pretty heavy. I left Tucson with lots of food. I am so glad I did because I got to Summer Haven, and because I was back of the pack, the grocery store at Summer Haven was, everything was gone. All the bars were out. I should take a picture. It was kind of entertaining. So I only got Fritos from the store in Summer Haven. So I'm glad that I left Tucson with lots of food from the grocery store there and lots of water. So sometimes my backpack was pretty heavy, but with the frame, it actually rode pretty well, and wasn't too bad being with the frame. So that is all the gear. I'm going to post any questions below, and I can help answer them. But you can make it happen on an extra small bike and make it work, and just find those key bags that really, really work even with 29 wheels. Thanks for watching.